Hello, everybody. Joe Bacon's here. Welcome back for another episode of Full Metal Demon Muramasa. Last time, Ninto got his ass kicked real good. Kind of pathetic, but I get it. You know, I'm not as bent out of shape as our I don't want to call him main character because I just don't see it. You know, our dude here. You know, a little fucking shit kid. You know, not getting too attached. I can just feel it in my bones. I'm dumb, but I'm not stupid. Anyway, yeah. Probably should have recorded this yesterday. I'm recording this the same day it's going to be going up. In fact, this episode might be going up a little late. Not by much, probably like half an hour late. Depending on how long it takes for Adobe Premiere to export the video and then how long fucking YouTube takes to actually get it uploaded, because, man, some days it's just like, yeah, your video will be up in like 4 hours, and it's like, that's cool. Thanks for nothing, YouTube. But hopefully that's not one of those days. I'm a little tired. Not used to recording in the morning. I got dragged into house sitting, so I wasn't at home yesterday. So that's why I didn't record. And it'd be weird if I dragged my whole setup over to someone else's house to record there. That's weird. Don't do that. Unless it's like for work and you need to do it to live and like get money to eat, then sure, I'll allow it. But for me, no. You guys can wait. I can wait. We can all wait. I haven't had my coffee yet, if you can't tell. I just poured a cup. It's still way too hot to drink. If I do small sips, I can do it. Anyway, yep, thanks for the history lesson, Teach.
おかしな話になるが、本来、陸 F という役所は存在しない。陸 F とは、左右この F、左右表 F、
okay.
左右エモンフ。この6つの首都防衛軍の総称だった。陸 F という単独の機関があったわけではないんだ。だが、この衛陸府を統律する総司令官として、陸衛大将領が置かれ、やがてこの職が武者の総領としての任務を帯びると、大将領のもとに武者を中心とする参謀組織が誕生した。
Weird fucky wucky history, but sure.
これを指して、陸 F と呼び習わすようになったわけだ。
As always, Suikawa's voice carries to every corner of the classroom. It seems to lack its usual energy, however, for which I can hardly blame him. It's been 5 days since Ritsu disappeared, and I know we're not the only ones worried about her.
陸衛大将領は、征夷大将軍と同じく、軍政を施行する権限を持つ。ただし征夷大将軍が出征して獲得した占領地について権限を持つのに対し、陸衛大将領は外敵を迎え撃つ防衛戦争に際して必要と判断された地域において権限を有する。どちらも戦時に限定される臨時権力だ。戦争が終われば施政権は朝廷に返上される。だがかつて鎌倉幕府は征夷大将軍のこの権限を拡大解釈し、施政権を全国に広げ、かつ向上化した。同じことを六原もやったわけだな。今は国難の時であるという名分のもとに臨時大権を拡張。大和全域に対して無期限の施政権を主張している。その根拠に使われたのはかの大阪虐殺だ。つまり奴らは一都市を応殺した挙句、その反乱を理由に支配権を強化したことになる。
I mean, sure, on paper.
これが六原支配の政治的な背景であり、強大な武力、GHQ の黙認と合わせて、その統治を支える手中と。
The door slides open, startling everyone in the room. Even more surprising is who sticks his dour-faced head inside.
教頭。
授業中に申し訳ない。鈴鹿君ちょっと来てくれ。校長がお呼びだ。
We got news? But the biggest surprise is what comes next.
新田君、稲城君、来栖野君、君たちもだ。来たまえ。
は？はい。
Well, you guys have been kind of causing a scene in your search for Ritsu. Only two kinds of students find themselves in this room on a regular basis. Those with exemplary records, and those at the top of the principal's shit list. I'm just a boring, average student, so this is my first time here. Not that there's anything special about the office, mind you. This isn't some private school that caters to rich, influential families. The principal of a mid-tier public school isn't going to be sitting behind a giant ebony desk smoking a pipe. The room is unremarkable, with minimal furnishings. Yeah, ebony wood's really expensive. I have an ebony pipe, and it cost me like $150. Don't smoke, kids. It'll kill you very slowly. The principal himself is equally lacking in cheer, but even if he were wearing a great big smile and had piles of candy on his desk, the matter he broaches would be enough to suck every ounce of joy from the room. Though to be honest, it's pretty much what I expected.
どこの誰からとは言わないが、学校に連絡があった。うちの学生が昨日、幕府お雇いの方々と路上でいさかいを起こしていたと。
Yeah, you kind of were getting into a fucking beef with the Yakuza in your school uniforms. The head teacher, standing next to the principal, with Suzukawa at our side. Needless to say, the principal's words are not directed at them.
君たちに間違いないか?
はい。
I answer, offering myself as the representative for the accused. The fact that all three of us were summoned can only mean that the informant named names. There's no point trying to play dumb. Someone from the crowd yesterday probably called the school out of concern for our safety. It's exactly the sort of thing an upstanding citizen would do, and it's exactly the last thing we need.
けどそれはあいつらが。
そのいさかいの内容についてどうこうというつもりはない。
The principal cuts me
大
off.
事
It's
に
like
は
he's
至
already
らな
planned
か
how
っ
the
たと
conversation's
聞
going
いて
to
いる
go.
からね。だからそのことは
Yeah, I was
い
hoping to
い。
get in the lines before we start talking again.
問題
But
は
no.
なぜそんなことになったかだ。
いや、ですから、たまたま行き合った野木山の連中が。
どうして君らはあんな場所にいたのだ?
Yeah, I can see where this is going. As long as it's about the incident with the gangsters, we have the advantage. They accosted us after all. But this?
あの辺りには夜間営業の飲食店しかないはずだ。君たちには用のない場所だろう。
それは。
Our presence there was clearly against the student code of conduct. Nothing I say can change that. He's gonna use this fact to steer the conversation in his direction. I can handle being scolded, but any punishment that could limit our movements would be disastrous. If the principal decides to suspend us and call our families, we won't be able to keep looking for Ritsu. I could really use a clever excuse right now, but I'm coming up with nothing. Even Tadayasu, the one who usually gets us out of these things, is keeping his silence. He's probably judged that any attempt would be futile. I have no choice but to play into the principal's hands.
風間律を探していました。
そのようだな。学生数人があちこちで探偵まがいのことをして回っているという連絡も今週に入ってから数件寄せられていた。
そのようですね。
His lead was perfect, getting me exactly where he wanted me with minimal effort. Even my attempt at sarcasm falls flat.
警察の仕事だ。
He doesn't even pretend to show sympathy. Aren't you supposed to start with a, I understand how you feel, or something?
警察に任せなさい。君たちがやることではない。
けどそれじゃ。
大丈夫だ。警察は動いている。先日、上原教諭が校門前で私服警官に質問を受けたそうだ。だから心配はいらない。
You know, get it. He can't be trusted.
君たちは学生であり、警察に協力することはできない。
I mean, it is
協力しているつもりでも、
his,
結果的には邪魔にしかならない。
He's probably better at it than you guys are.
それはつまり、君たちにとっては大切な友人で、私にとっては大事な教え子である風間くんを、より危険な状況へ追いやるということだ。理解。
My guts feel like they're on fire. Shit. Why does he have to be so goddamn right? The principal's strategy is flawless. He simply presents an airtight case, devoid of impurities like empathy and compassion, and demands our surrender. There's nothing I can do. When he just pretended to consider our position, I might have weaseled out a few concessions out of him. But his cold, hard logic means I can't even beg for scraps. At this rate, sure to make us promise to refrain from further foolishness. We could continue our investigation even so, but if we're found to have broken our word, the school will come down on us like a ton of bricks. Probably suspended and grounded for the next month. I can't let that happen.
でもリツは友達なんです。だから自分たちで探さないと。
繰り返すが、君たちのすることではない。君たちは学生であり、本文は学業だ。もちろん度を越さないなら放課後に遊ぶのは全く構わないことだ。だが君たちのしていることは遊びではないな。だからやめなくてはならない。
Okay, to be fair, you have like
私の言うことが
hit
理
people in
解
the
で
head
き
with
てい
metal
るか？
pipes, so he's not wrong.
納得できないのなら言ってみなさい。言うことが何もないのなら今後は勝手な振る舞いをしないと約束してもらう。
Yeah, no more assault and battery, please. You're just like no one found out about that part.
どちらだ？黙っていてはわからない。君たちもそろそろ自分の意見をはっきりと述べること、社会の規律には従うこと、そういった社会人のたしなみを身につけるべき年頃だ。不満そうに黙り込んで相手が許してくれるのを待つような甘えた態度はやめにしようか。
Shit. What the hell is this? Yeah, what he's saying makes sense. I haven't got the slightest room to argue. That's only by his logic and his values. He's just lucky enough to be in tune with the rest of society. Do you have to be able to explain yourself for your values to be accepted? Do you have to follow other people's rules if you can't? Of course you do. That's how this thing called society works. But that means people who don't know how to explain themselves will never be accepted, no matter how strong their beliefs are. Just like what's happening right now. The principal would probably say it's my fault for not being able to explain. Of course he would. That's what people who can always say about people who can't. But that don't means only smooth talkers get ahead. You're really going into a we live in a society rant in your own head? Okay, bud. Well, and those who can beat down anyone who gets in their way. Unless you can do one or the other, if you had no choice but to shut up and go along. Is that how society should work? Is it? Doesn't matter if it's how it should, it's how it is. Yeah, I know. Even if it's not perfect, it's still better than the alternative. No one wants a world where guys like me call the shots. I know that, but how can I accept it now with my friend in danger?
言うべきことは何もないようだな。では、私の指示に従ってもらおう。
A thought enters my mind, unbidden. There's these there, so I'm gonna say unbidden. He understood me. He gave voice to what I couldn't.
今後は
待ってください、校長。
The champion I so desperately needed turns out to be the last person I expected. Suzukawa?
なんだね。
彼らは友人の身を案じて行動を起こしたのです。その点について考慮をするべきだと思いますが。
何を言いたいのかわからない
You
な。
know, they're just dumb kids, but they tried to do the right thing, so just kind of let them off with this, huh? The principal frowns, clearly displeased to have his mock trial thrown off course. He wraps his fingers pointedly against his desk.
姿を消した友人を心配して探偵の真似事をしていた。そんなことは分かっている。だからどうした？私が言っているのはな、その行動が規律に反しているということだぞ。
Yeah, policy small, so no one
その
reads
通
those
りです。
books anyway.
それでも彼らは友人を案じ、友人を救うために行動を起こしただけなのです。それは間違ったことなのでしょうか。
何？
The principal gapes. Must not have considered the possibility of resistance from this quarter. But neither did I.
そういう問題ではない。彼らの行動が周囲に迷惑を与えている。
いえ、校長。それは問題の一面です。公平を期すならば、異なる観点からも事情を鑑みるべきです。彼らが友人を助けるために行動を起こしたということ、 これをどう評
It
価するか。
shows strength of character.
何を言い出すのだ君は。学校には苦情が来ているのだぞ。誠意のある対応をしなければ学校の信用が失われる。それは分かっているのか。
誠意ある対応、
Mm-hmm.
当然です。それは苦情を鵜呑みにしたりせず、学生側の事情
Yeah,
も考
people will
慮した
complain
上
about
で
anything.
最善の解決策を探ることではないかと思いますが。
You can't give oil to all the squeaky wheels.
違いますか。
The principal stares wide-eyed at Suzukawa. It says nothing. The head teacher, too, is dumbstruck. I didn't see this coming. Sure, Suzukawa's chill for a teacher. He's respected by students, and he's even got hardcore fans like Konatsu. But I doubt even Konatsu expected him to go to bat for us against the principal. Her stunned expression states as much.
私には彼らの行動には理解すべき部分が十分にあると思われます。姿を消した友人を探し出すために自ら行動する。
Okay, but what's your follow-up?
まして警察などは手にできないとなれば。
口を慎め、鈴川両部。
この口は事実を告げただけなのですがね。
Mm-hmm.
いや、失
To put
礼。
it
いささか下品なようでした。
the authorities' resources are spread too thin to be effective in this matter.
彼らの
They got a
担
lot
任
of
という
plates
こ
to
とで
spin,
同
balls to
席
jump.
願ったのだが、私に君と議論をするつもりはない。邪魔をするなら退出してくれ。
あいにくですが校長、私は無関係ではありません。うぬぼれ混じりに言わせていただければ、私は友人の危機を黙って見過ごしてよしとするような教育を施していないつもりです。ですので、彼らの行動については私にも責任があると言えます。
Thank you for joining us in this hole, but could you stop digging it more, please? Hold on a minute. You sure about this? Are you really gonna stick your neck out for us?
嬉しいけどさ。
I mean, I really appreciate it. But can a regular teacher go toe-to-toe with the principal and emerge unscathed? No way. So why? Are you doing this?
君の教育についてはいろいろ聞いている。
Yeah, I heard you really like to throw your personal political opinions on the lesson plans. I mean, I agree with those opinions, so I don't really care that much, but, you know, the fact of the matter is, that's what you're doing. The principal's tone tells me that my fears were right on the money. His voice is as cold as winter.
しばしば不適切な方向へ進む嫌いがあるとか。そう、そのことについて君とは話し合わねばならなかった。
Yeah, you gotta
話を早くしてくれて助かるな、鈴川
You gotta
君。
wait until your students are at least in college before you can start indoctrinating them into, like, left-wing theories of thought and communists.
では、もっと早くして差し上げましょう。
Suzukawa doesn't even flinch at the principal's thinly veiled threat. There's even pride in his voice as he continues.
私は六原に家族を奪われていますから、どうしても体制側より体制に抑圧される側に心情が寄ります。その点はどうかご容赦ください。
Everyone knows the story. Suzukawa had a wife and daughter, both of whom are now dead. They weren't killed by Rokahara troops or anything like that. But if it weren't for the food shortages and price run-ups on medicine caused by Rokahara's excessive taxes, a simple flu probably wouldn't have killed them. That's why Suzukawa sometimes lets his anger at Rokahara slip into his lectures. At least, that's what everyone whispers when he's not listening. I'm sure the principal has heard it too. Probably assumed that Suzukawa would not want to touch on his painful past, and so when aiming to use it to back him into a corner, a sort of outboxing, if you will. Suzukawa, however, he's a consummate infighter. In a flash, the range between the combatants has shrunk to nothing.
我が家族ながら妻と娘は美しかった。見た目形ではなく心ね、生きる姿がとても美しかったのです。失われたことが惜しい。
Yo,
今
radicalized
なお
teacher,
諦め
let's
き
go.
れないほど。ですが取り戻すことはできませ
Why
ん。
does this sound familiar? What?
死者は生き返りません。
It was a
Nani
book
wo
I
shite mo
read.
keshite.
It was a Tom Clancy novel. I think it was Cardinal of the Kremlin. Yeah. Yeah, because it wasn't Patriot Games. That had to do with the IRA. Definitely not Red October. Yeah, it was Cardinal Luke Kremlin, the third one. There's a character. He's like an Afghan. I don't remember if he's Afghan, but it has to do with like the Soviets in Afghanistan. So I'm going to assume, from my vague memories, he was an Afghan or he was just drawn there by jihad. I can't remember. Who was like a teacher, and all his students and family got killed. So he got real fucking good at shooting down Soviet aircraft with Stinger missiles. Don't get teachers radicalized. Don't do things that require people to become radicalized, please. Thank you.
願いと現実の相反は私を苛みました。最初にすがったのは宗教。校長、あなたはご存知でしたね。
I mean,
幕府
which
禁
one?
制の
There's like
キリスト
1,000
教で
different
す。
Christianities.
幾度かご忠告をいただきましたが、信仰以外に己を自暴自棄から守る方法がなかったもので、申し訳ありません。今も週に一度は教会へ通っていますよ。
To be precise, Christianity isn't exactly prohibited. Even Rokahara can't outlaw GHQ's favorite religion, as long as an army of Western Musha is camped on their doorstep. It is true, however, that the shogunate does not look fondly upon Western culture, and has secretly been coming down hard on Christian enclaves in Yamato. What kind of punishment might a public official suffer when he is to practice Christianity openly? He'd probably be lucky just to get blacklisted.
信仰は私の支えになってくれました。しかし、救いにはなりませんでした。だから私は教職を続けたのです。田舎で静養することを勧めてくれた友人もいましたが、失ったものを取り戻せないなら、
Okay.
私は
At
せめ
least
て
you're, you know,
新しい何かが欲しかった。
trying to be productive in your grieving.
妻や娘のような美しい人間を育てる。私はそう誓って教師として再出発したのです。
鈴川君。
If Suzukawa's words are fists, and the principal is his punching bag,
鈴川君。しかし。
but he chokes out while loosening his tie.
私は学生たちに美しくあってほしいのです。友人の窮地を見過ごすような人間であってほしくないのです。
しかしだ。
校長。
Suzukawa fixes his boss with a stare, eyes practically glowing with will.
どうかお答えください。教師は学生に友人の危機に直面したとき、何もするなと教えるべきなのでしょうか。
The principal's only answer should be yes. After all, this is exactly what he's been saying this whole time. But that is one answer he cannot give, not with Suzukawa looking him in the eye. I have to admit, there's something contemptible about Suzukawa's strategy. Use your own misfortune as a weapon is, unless your target is the one responsible for that misfortune, an undeniably ignoble course of action. It strikes at the other person's conscience, forcing them to invalidate either your suffering or their own beliefs. It is a weak man's violence. But Suzukawa isn't the sort of person to do this regularly. In fact, this is the first time I've ever heard him speak of his past. And it's also the first time I've heard about his about this oath of his, even in rumor. He's probably never told anyone before now. Why did he choose to reveal it now? Not out of sudden desire to curry sympathy with the principal. He's doing it to help us. To protect us. To protect the beauty he treasures. It's hard to believe that there's something like that inside of us, but Suzukawa apparently believes in it enough to bear the shame of wielding a coward's weapon. I know he's a proud man. This can't be easy for him. Can't really empathize with the sacrifice he's making. I mean, I can imagine how it must feel, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to the real thing. In that case, I know I should apologize, or thank him. But which? I'm able to decide, let the words come as they may.
先生。ごめん。
No, you're supposed to say thank you.
謝るな。
Suzukawa smiles and shakes his head. It looks like I made the wrong choice. No one scolds us for this improper exchange. This battle is already over. Thus, on the condition that he will accompany us everywhere we go, Suzukawa secures our freedom. After school, we filled Suzukawa in on what we've learned so far. It was his idea. He wanted to help, not just keep an eye on us. And of course, we welcome his support. I have a strange feeling someone ran their mouth off last night about how they weren't going to trust anyone ever again. Probably just my imagination.
奴隷売買とはな。眉唾な話だが、笑い飛ばせはしないか。
Suzukawa
今の
mutters.
世情を思えば。
Pick up your cadence. Stop talking so slow. Suzukawa mutters after Tadayasu finishes his explanation.
笑い飛ばしたいところなんですけどね。本当にそうだとしたら、正直少しばかり厄介なんじゃないかと思うんで。
海外へ運ばれては、そうだな。
Yep.
厄介だ。
It's gonna be a bit rough to row across the Sea of Japan in a little 20-foot dinghy with just the four of us. More than just a problem, I think. But I guess they're understating it deliberately. Feels like something cold and slimy is crawling through my gut. What if it's too late? What if she's already gone? The thought makes me want to scream.
だが、案外そう悲観したものではないかもしれないな。
え？
幕府が本当にそんな無法なことをしていたとして、それは当然許しがたいことだが、他の事故や犯罪の可能性よりも風間の
Yeah,
無
it
事は
can't be
むしろ
selling
期待でき
fucking
るかもしれ
damaged
ない。
goods, so...
それは。いや、まあ。でも。
True, slaves are only valuable so long as they're alive, but still.
何言うんですか、先生。
Where Tadayasu and I give non-committal responses, but not to wheels around and spear Suzukawa with a glare. It's rare, no, unheard of, for her to confront him like this.
ブチって、そんなのブチじゃないです。物みたいに扱われて売り買いされて、そんなの。
But
死ん
she
だも同然じゃないですか。
wouldn't be dead, so...
死ぬよりひどいじゃないですか。
I can hardly believe that moments ago, she seemed divided between flirting with Suzukawa, not worrying about... and... flirting with Suzukawa and worrying about Ritsu. Now there's only anger, pure and simple, in her expression.
いつはそういうの誰よりも嫌がる子です。あの子はいつも好き勝手に振る舞ってバカな騒ぎばかり起こして一緒にいると楽しくて。
落ち着け、小夏。
I rest my hands gently on her shoulders. Someone has to calm her down when she gets like this, and usually that duty falls to me.
そうか。クルスノはそういう考え方をするんだな。
Suzukawa was surprised, but not upset. He looks at the sniffling Konatsu as though seeing her for the first time.
人間なのに物扱いされて生きるのは死ぬよりもひどいことか。
先生の考えは違いますか？やっぱり生きることが一番重要、生命最強、命イズモアヘビーザン地球ってわけですか？
What the hell is the Great Cosmic Scale?
いいや、人間ただ生きていればいいというものではないと思う。どう生きるかが重要だ。生きるならば良い生き方を志すべきだ。その結果が死であるとしても。まあクルスノに近い考え方だろうな。
え？じゃあ
というかだな。
Okay.
さっきのはそういう意味で言ったんではなく。
Yeah, not everything's like, oh, this is fine, let's all just go home, call it off. Suzukawa rubs his chin, looking slightly abashed.
風間を無事に助け出せるかもしれないと言いたかったんだが。
Yeah, because she's not dead in a fucking shallow grave somewhere, you dumbass.
それは一体どういう？
六原が奴隷として売却するために市民を拉致しているのなら、拉致した後はどうすると思う？
Don't mind that.
新田。
I probably should update my antivirus software though.
はい。
And I don't care about you AMD software. This is why I prefer to use window capture when I'm recording instead of display capture, because I can just ignore all the little bullshit that pops up on my screen. But for some reason, Muramasa doesn't like it when I do window capture. It's like the transition from like the opening a little it's kind of like, oh, do you want to boot in full screen window, you know, your resolution, yada yada yada. It like captures that, but then when it transitions to the actual game, it like freezes on just like a white screen. So probably like has to do with like the technical issues with me using dual monitors, and it just like doesn't know what to do. Damn. I definitely didn't expect him to start class in the middle of the street. For a second into a panic, I instinctively snapped to attention and said the first thing that comes to mind.
そりゃまあ国内でそんな商売をやってるとも思えませんから、港へ運んでそこから船で海外へ送るんじゃないでしょうか。
Which means they would have like a processing facility, and they're not just going to send a ship with one person, so they're going to wait till they get a bunch to do a bulk goods transport.
一人捕まえるたびにか
Nope.
はい。あ？いや、
Yeah, they're running a business here. They got a bottom line to worry about. Person at a time. So that's what Suzukawa was getting at.
そうか。つまり
一人ごとにそんな手間のかかることをしていられるわけがないから、数が集まるまではきっと国内のどこかに監禁されているはずだってことですね。
言わせろー
Why do you always have to steal the spotlight? You have an in for me or something?
そういうことだな。奴隷とやらにいくらの値がつくのかは知らないが、ピストン輸送では採算がうまいし、リスクも高くなる。
Until they can fucking like stuff that boat to absolutely like physical space capacity. You know, they'll hold off on making the run.
どこか人目につかない場所に倉庫があるはずだ。手がかりをたどってそこまで行きつければ、あるいはどうにかできるかもしれない。
Suzukawa's voice is not as hopeful as it could be, and his expression remains stolid? Huh. Never seen the word stolid before, but sure. I can get what it means. Still, I feel like everything makes sense now. Now that he spelled it out for us, I wonder why we didn't think of it sooner. Just because we're just kids, though it pains me to admit it. I was afraid to really think about Ritsu being sold into slavery, so I missed what should have been obvious. How can I help like this? I have to be willing to face the truth, even when it hurts. Open shame battle inside me. I hope the impression Tadayasu feels, I get the impression Tadayasu feels the same, even though his face is totally blank. Konatsu, on the other hand, is absolutely beside herself.
先生すごいです。
オーバーだな、クルスノは。
Yeah.
特に奇抜な発想を披露したわけじゃないぞ。
It's just that he's amazing, just that you three are kind of lacking.
やっぱり先生は違います。このガン首揃えて無駄に空気吸って光合成してるだけのふんころがしどもとはもう何もかも。私先生のこと信じてました。
I mean, you also just like verbally ripped his hat off like 5 minutes ago, but
そうか。
talking about mood swings.
見てごらん忠康。さっき誤解して食ってかかっていたやつがなんか言ってますよ。
あれが人間の強さというものだよ、夕日。人は辛い過去を忘れることで一歩前へ進む生物なんだ。それにしても小夏の場合はちょっと忘却のサイクルが早すぎる気がするけどね。
じゃあ先生、これからどうしましょう。
I don't know, go to a port, I guess?
そうだな。とりあえず現場らしい竹林をよく調べてみるべきだと思うんだが。
I mean, might as well, you know, we got a fresh set of eyes.
その前に病院へ行く必要が生じたような気もします。
それから動物園によって猛獣を引き取ってもらう必要もあるような気がします。
Looks like shame triggers Konatsu's berserk mode.
しかし
As we start walking, Suzukawa continues, though it sounds almost like he's talking to himself.
どこまでも醜い世の中だ。奴隷貿易なんてものが本当にあるのかはわからないにしても、自分の国をここまで信頼できないとは。
Happens to the
こ
best
ん
of
な
us.
ことになるなどと昔は思いもしなかった。いずれは白昼堂々と奴隷売買が行われるような国になってしまうかもしれないな。
Only if they're foreigners.
ヤマトが
Suzukawa, That's right. I keep forgetting he grew up in Yamato before Rokuhara took over. Rokuhara's been there for as long as we can remember. For us, living under their thumb is normal, if entirely unwelcome, part of everyday life. Suzukawa's different. He had to watch the old Yamato torn down before his eyes. Must be hard to live with.
大丈夫です先生
Konatsu exclaims, perhaps trying to make up for her earlier mistake.
安心してくださいもし先生が奴隷にされても私が買いますから
That doesn't work though.
いや買われても困るんだ
Yeah,
が
let's try avoid that situation, huh?
じゃあ私が奴隷になるから買ってくださいかしら
落ち着け小夏。いや頼むから本当に落ち着け。君は暴走している。
Yeah, I doubt Mr. Middle-aged Man here is gonna feel that great about, buying one of his students. Starting to think we should make a run for it. Warning, adding Suzukawa, desperate, bootlicking, and genuine concerned, Kurusu no Konatsu can cause her to explode. Do not mix. Suzukawa chuckles at her antics, then looks away, his expression unreadable.
醜い世の中だからこそ美しいものは大切にしなくてはならないのだ大切に
Cool.
ここか
ええ。
We lead Suzukawa to the circle of severed stalks within the bamboo grove.
風間の姿が最後に確認されたのがこの竹林ほぼ同時刻に武者らしき影の目撃報告
Mm-hmm.
そして港という警官はこの荒れざまを見て武者の仕業だと断定したのか
そんな様子でしたね。
根拠は
なんて言ってたっけ。
なんだったかな。確か
Yep.
切り口が綺麗すぎるとか言ってたと思うけど。
うん
Suzukawa approaches the bamboo and kneels, examining the cut stock just like Officer Minato did yesterday.
なるほど鮮やかに断ち切られている普通の人間がどんな刃物を使ってもこうはいかないというわけか他には何か言っていたか
I mean, he said a lot of things.
移動方法について疑問を持っていたようでした。どこからどう入ってきてどう去ったのか。
ええ武者は飛べますけど飛んできたわけがないんすよね。だったらかなりの騒音が辺りに響いたはずなんで。
でも走行したまま歩いて出入り、じゃあ見せ物も同然となると、
Mhm.
生身で侵入して中で走行したとしか考えられないですけど、行きはそれでいいとして帰りはどうしたのか、律をどうやって目立たないように運び出したのかと、だいたいこんな方向で考えていたっぽいです。
うん
Suzukawa folds his arms and looks up at the sky for a few seconds, then turns back to us and says,
抜け道でも使ったんじゃないかと
Let's not
Oh,
go
yeah.
in secret passages. I just finished Umineko.
そういう話は聞かなかったと思いますけど
My brain is wired for fucking locked room mysteries. Sudden jump in conversation throws us off.
そう言いたいように聞こえたんだが違うのか
いや、どうでしょうね。
So there might be a secret passage somewhere?
どこぞの忍者屋敷だってんならともかくただの竹林ですし、ここは。
I don't know, there could be like some fucking manhole access to like the city's like sewer system.
田中のじいさんなら侵入者撃退用にいつの間にか掘ってても不思議じゃないけどね。
いや、そんなまだるっこしいものを作るくらいならガトリングガンでも配備するんじゃないかな、あの人は。
Yeah, whether he'd actually do it is one thing. I can definitely see him choosing the more aggressive option. Better watch for spike bits.
そうかまあいい
Suzukawa still seems unsure about something, but he stands and gives us our next mission anyway.
手分けして手がかりを探そう足跡なんかは今さら無理だろうが犯人なり風間なりの遺留品なら見つけられるかもしれない
了解っす。
Just gotta make a bit of a police line and start scouring the underbrush. Tadayasu, Konatsu, and Suzukawa head off into the grove. They must be going slow and careful, because the only sound I hear is the soft rustling of bamboo leaves beneath their feet. I stay at the scene to check for anything we might have missed. Unlike Tadayasu, who can read a textbook from the other side of our classroom, my eyesight is totally average. I don't want to miss anything, so I get down on all fours and crawl. That sucks, but you gotta do what you gotta do. As soon as my face touches the dirt, a sense of deja vu washes over me. I've been in this position before. When was it? Oh yeah. It's when we were playing tag in the woods behind the school. I was crawling through the underbrush to get away from Ritsu, who was it. She found me, of course. That was the worst tagging I've ever experienced. Suddenly, this great weight dropped onto my back, crushing me into the ground.
とってもお似合いの格好でしたよ、ユイシさん。さあ、大きな声でブヒッとお泣き。鼻声でやるのがポイントよ。
Also, I get, like, you want to get, you know, a good look at the ground, but I don't think you need to actually get your face on the dirt, bud.
馬ですらねえのかよ、いきなり豚かよ。
You know it's a bad memory when you start shouting at it like a lady listening to soaps on the radio. What the hell is wrong with Ritsu anyway? I look up, needing some sun to relieve the depression triggered by the sudden flashback. At that moment, something catches my eye. Small and white, I take it for a stone at first glance. I recognize it. It's a dolphin-shaped pendant, one that always hangs from Ritsu's bag. Pick it up. Definitely hers. It's only the head. It's perfectly smooth, just like the bamboo. Second glance, it's a rather horrifying sight. The stench of blood fills my nostrils. For an instant, the dolphin's severed head takes on the features of my friend.
やった。
I close my fist tight around the keepsake. The vision persists. I shut my eyes. Now there's only darkness. Good. Darkness is good. Right now, I don't want to see anything.
新田。
When I snap out of it, Suzukawa was there, looking curiously at my clenched fist.
何かあったのか。
いえ、
But you did?
別に。
Can't bring myself to speak of what I found. It's not like it'll help us find her anyway. Suzukawa doesn't pursue it, though. Oh, I put my emphasis on the wrong word. For some reason, my brain thought the comma was after the though. Suzukawa doesn't pursue it, though. I can tell he knows something's wrong. He just glances it once more at my fist, then looks away.
面白いものを見つけたぞ。
Really?
手がかりですか。何です。
見てもらった方が早いな。他の二人も呼んできてくれ。
はい。
これ。
川？
というか地下水脈だね。
Okay. As always, Tadayasu hit the nail on the head. Suzukawa had led us to a gentle slope leading up to the side of Mount Genjiyama. It's an opening in the slope like a miniature valley, perhaps a yawning mouth. Inside, I see water rushing past. It's flowing pretty fast, and the water looks deep. An underground water vein must have broken through the surface. They say rivers like this are everywhere beneath the surface of the earth.
そっか。この音弁天川から聞こえてきていたわけじゃなかったんだ。
俺もそう思ってたよ。まさかこんなとこにこんなもんがあるとはな。
No matter where you are in the grove, you can always hear the sound of running water. Come to think of it, it's a little too loud to be from the Benten River, which is at least half a kilometer away and is usually very quiet.
うまい感じに地面のデコボコで隠れちゃってるし、少し離れたらもう見えないよ。
少なくともここが田中帝国になってから見た人間は誰もいないだろうね。
Tadayasu seems impressed. So am I. You never know what you'll find in your own backyard.
面白いものってのはこれですか。
つまらんか。
いや、だって。
I'm assuming Suzukawa didn't bring us here to deliver a lecture on geology. In which case, he thinks this could be the hidden passage he was talking about. True, the opening does look big enough to allow a grown man passage, as does the tunnel itself. But the current is pretty intense, and I'd expect the going to be rough. Not sure this would be an effective escape route.
まさかボートを使ってここを下っていったんだとか言わない。
個人的見解だけど潜水艦の方が無難なんじゃないかな。
入らない。
そんなものはいらんさ。忘れたのか。 犯人は
He's in a
常人
big
じゃな
heavy
い。
fucking mech suit. You know, a little current's not gonna do nothing to him. Of course.
武者なら
平気で動けるね。こんな川くらい。下流だろうと上流だろうと。
Even while carrying another person. For Musha, granted superhuman strength by Tsurugi, the feat would probably be as effortless as flying.
じゃあ犯人は本当にここから。
律をさらって
どこかに逃げていったんだ。絵面を想像すると滑稽なんだけれど、なんていうか笑うに笑えない感じだな。どんなやつなんだろうね。
地元の人間だな。
How else would he know about the stream?
Eh?
Suzukawa's response takes Tadayasu by surprise. The statement must have been purely rhetorical.
地元民だ。
Mm-hmm.
他に考えようがあるか。それも古くからの。少なくとも10年以上。
Suzukawa
田中の
continued.
じい様がここへ移り住む前からこの近辺にいてここを遊び場にしていた人間
Looking Tadayasu in the eye.
でなければこんな水路のことを知っているはずがない。
Tadayasu averts his eyes. Looks troubled. Not a common expression for him. The kidnapper's a local. In other words, someone we might know. Anyone who joined Rokuhara can't be the decent sort. He's probably a Nogiyama man or someone in the same line of work. But none of that changes the fact that he's from Kamakura. Though not a friend, still of the same breed, you could say. Until now, Rokuhara has been a faceless enemy in my mind, a simple image against which I could direct my hate. What if the enemy has a face? The face of someone I know.
どこに通じてるのかな。
Kanatu speaks up. Her gaze is focused on the dark river, as though she didn't hear what Suzukawa said. Small chance of that.
ああそうだな。銭洗弁天じゃないのか。
下流は多分そうだね。けどあんなところに出たら人目につかないわけがないよ。
Tadayasu and I follow Kanatsu's lead. Suzukawa drops the topic, not wanting to depress us.
では上流か。どこから流れてきているか大体の察しはつく。
He says, looking up the slope.
源氏山の頂上ですか。
だとは思うがそんなところへ出ても接近詰めだろう。
Huh.
そこまで行く前にここと似たような場所があるはずだ。
それは
心当たりはある。行くぞ。
Okido. Suzukawa takes the lead. His expression is tense and no wonder. Finally within sight of whoever took Ritsu. No one needs to tell me of the danger we're facing. My hands are sweaty and the knees are shaking. The vomit on my sweater already. Mom's spaghetti. Wasn't there something someone said? Words that gave me strength?
行こう、夕日。
あ
But before I can remember what those words are, the four of us set out on the road up the mountain. And ahead, I'm certain, is the end of the line.
ミド、ミド、聞こえている？
We got a shadow. Through the trees, we can see a level shelf jutting out from the mountain. And there, in the middle of the clearing, stands a dilapidated wooden structure.
立ち入り禁止区画って書いてあるな。
それにしては警備員もいないね。
警備なんかしなくたって、こんなとこ誰もわざわ
It's
ざ
like,
来
what are
な
they
い
gonna
でし
do?
ょ。
Call the fucking cops? True, to reach this place, you'd have to trek up steep mountain paths and remnants of what were once functioning roads. Can't imagine anyone hiking all this way for fun.
先生、ここなんですか。
ああ、あっちに。
He points to the face of the mountain.
竹林にあったのと同じような地下水脈が地表に現れている場所がある。
は
I can't see anything from here, though if I strain to listen, I can catch a faint words. I can catch a faint sound that could be running
あ。
water.
で、あの建物は一体。
学校みたいに見えますけど。
それにしては小さくない？
だな。長屋じゃないのか。
いや、稲城の言う通りだ。
Oh,
校舎だよ。
Is that like
う
an
ちの
old
学校の
abandoned
校舎だ。
annex? You know, technically it's part of the school, but you know,
そうなんですか？
I've never heard of this place.
ずっと昔の話だがな。今の場所に移転する前はここにあったんだ。
No, actually moved to the town instead of having to make all the students hike a mountain to get to school.
あ、なるほど。
そういえば以前そんな話をどっかで小耳に挟んだような気が全然しない。
なら言うな。
先生が子供の頃の話だからな。
Mm-hmm.
知らなくて当然だ。
Yep, hiking 5 miles uphill both ways through 5 feet of snow in order to get to school. We know, we know.
よく今まで残ってましたね。
経費はかかるが、利益のない撤去作業を誰もやりたがらなかったというだけのことだろう。もう皆、ここに校舎があることなど忘れた。いつか自然に崩れ落ちるまで。
Or some like fucking meth head just kind of like breaks in to steal all the copper wire. From Suzukawa's expression, it's hard to tell how he feels about the ruin of his old school. I choked on my coffee. There's emotion there, but before I can discern its nature, he starts down the hill to the derelict building.
ちょっと先生、危ないっすよ。
The building is abandoned for decades. The roof might collapse at any moment, which is probably why there's no trespassing signs here. That is only of minor concern. Suzukawa's guess is right, and the kidnapper is using this building to store his victims. I doubt he lives there, but you never know. Either way, waltzing in unprepared can't be the smartest plan. Suzukawa, however, ignores my warning and approaches the building. The three of us exchange word looks. After a few seconds, though, Tadayasu shrugs and heads after Suzukawa. Natsu and I follow close behind. Guess there's no turning back now. Upon setting foot inside the old school, the smell of dust, mold, and rotting timbers surround me. These I was prepared for. They're what you get whenever you enter an old, unused building. This stench, this rotten, pervasive stink that drowns out all others. What is it? I smelled its like before, and often. At home, at school, sometimes by the roadside. Little by little, my eyes grow accustomed to the dim light.
教室？
And that's how the room appears. There are no chairs or desks. They were probably taken when the school was closed. But if there were, this room could pass as a functional, if decrepit, classroom. I don't see Suzukawa anywhere, but there are 4 large boxes sitting where the lectern would be, as though to fill in for a teacher. The stench seems to be coming from there. It's the smell of many different things rotting, like a landfill maybe.
な
Gross!
んだろうね。
ゴミ箱かな。
始末してけよ。
水の匂いが混じってるような気もするけど。
Like stagnant water?
じゃあ水槽？
金魚でも飼ってたのか？
さてね。ま、開けてみればわかると思うよ。
Oh, that's gonna reek. No shit. We're standing here chatting because we don't want to see what's inside. Only good things that smell bad are cut grass, cheese, and durians. Nope, you're wrong about that last one, bud. By and large, anything that stinks is likely to be unpleasant. Oh, so you think cut grass stinks? I mean, I guess it has a strong odor, but I don't really classify that as stink. But with Suzukawa elsewhere and wandering around a poor idea, investigating the smell is our only productive option. Just standing here isn't going to make us feel any better. Fine. I'll take one for the team. I creep up to the row of boxes, half expecting a horde of rats or something to burst out the second I approach. The boxes are plastic. The cover's unlocked. Looks like they'll lift right off. Shit. Tap on the side of one box timidly. I hear sploshing. Tadayasu's nose is right on the money. I set my fingers on the lid. Then, I take a deep breath, hold it, throw the box open. Inside, I find just about the last thing I expected.
夕日、
なんなの？
What's in the box? Natsu and Tadayasu are pinching their noses, ready for whatever horrible thing I might uncover. Sorry to disappoint them.
花だ
Huh.
はだから花
Like water lilies, or just kind of like random flowers in water? Box of flowers? The hell? Box is full to the brim with water, and flower petals cover the surface. Flowers are purple. Cosmos, so you can find growing anywhere.
花ってなんでそんなのがわざわざ箱に収まってるのよ。
俺が聞きたい
They approach, still pinching their noses as if they don't believe me. Just about reached the limit of holding my breath. I inhale, slowly and carefully. First thing I smell is some kind of chemical. This isn't just regular water? Then... nearly pass out right there. What the hell's this smell? Oh, it stinks to high heaven. And worse than that, how can I describe it? It's violence. Pure olfactory violence, assaulting my nostrils like a physical blow. The stench so terrible, so unimaginably putrid, that for an instant my mind was unable to register it. Just like when you touch a boiling kettle and it takes a second to scream. I've never smelled anything like this before. Is there anything under the water? Under the petals? No, I have. Which is it? The smell of death. I don't know this smell, but I know what it means. It means... The stench must have shorted out my brain. The world tilts beneath my feet. My falling body flails for purchase, and my hand catches the edge of the box, topples, spilling its contents across the floor. I'm surprised you're a little light fucking little midget there, kid. Probably weigh like 90 pounds soaking wet. Those boxes look pretty decently sized and full of water. I don't see you being able to tip one over with your body weight. Comes like a tidal wave washing over me. What is that? Flowers? Water? It's something else. What is that? Uniform. Uniform? A school uniform. Our school. Girls' uniform. I recognize it, of course. It's from our school. That's not why. Then, a bag. A school bag. And hanging from the strap is part of a dolphin. Kanatsu's shouting something. Shut up, will you? Can't you see I'm trying to think? Where was I? Right, uniform. School uniform and a school bag. And then what? What else is there? Something inside the uniform. What is that? Shit. Who's the asshole waving his hands in my face? I'm trying to see here. Tadayasu? No, he's sitting on the floor over there. What are you doing? Gonna get your ass dirty. I can't see, damn it. Whose hands are these? Oh. They're my hands. Not the way hands. I'm trying to see here. Now you're fucking with me too, neck? Now stop turning away. Look at it, man. There's something there. What is it? The uniform? And inside the uniform, something splashes across the thing. Was it puke? Oh, who did this? Get a hold of yourself. Now, the puke doesn't change how it looks much, though. It was pretty nasty to begin with. Yeah, if you haven't seen a corpse that's been in the water for a long time, it's real bad. Like real bad. All black and pink and white and gray. Oh, there's an awful lot of gray. But despite all the colors, I recognize it. It still has the same shape. So I can tell. It's a person. Really? The same shape? They get really bloated when they're in the water. It's not pretty. Person I know. Been looking for you. There you are. It's you, right? Right? Say something. Ritsu. The dolphin has no head. Grody. remember the clear blue sky we gazed up at in the park that day. I remember the cold spring breeze that carried our hearts away. I run and run, chasing the wind, hoping that it'll lead me to you. I see you smiling by the water fountain, your arms spread wide to take me in. We joined our hands, we held each other tight as we danced upon the green, green grass. I remember clearly that day beneath the sky which we swore eternity. I'll never forget the blue sky, the time we spent with you. I'll never forget the sound of the wind, the dream we shared together. I'll never forget the blue of the sky, the time I spent with you. I'll never forget the sound of the wind, the dream we shared together. Words of an old love ballad echo down the hall, a flat recitation without melody or rhythm. And, with a song on his lips, he comes. Suzukawa, our teacher, looks mournful at the thing crumpled on the floor. It's his only reaction. Even amid the thick, cloying stench, he doesn't even wrinkle his nose. I almost expect him to start class right here. So it's so natural is his calm. This is a classroom, after all. One teacher and 4 students, though one is unlikely to participate.
永遠に留められるかもしれないと
Uh-huh.
無双したのだ
His voice is a murmur, as though he were speaking to the corpse of his pupil.
人間を生かすのは血液の流れだ血の流れとともに人は生き老い死ぬ
Okay.
血を固定すれば時を止められるはずだと信じたが
Yeah, you're a little too good to be true, huh?
無双だった妄想だったな血の動きを止められた人間はただ腐っただけだった
I mean, if you'd use, like, formaldehyde or something. Here, Suzukawa falls silent. But little by little, you see his hands begin to tremble. He raises them before his face, scrabbling at the empty air, as though to grab hold of something that offers no purchase. With bloodshot eyes, he stares longingly at something that could not be.
なぜだ
He cries at last.
なぜだなぜ失われるのだなぜ必ずこの手からこぼれ落ちるのだ呪いなのかこれは呪いなのか
Okay, bud.
人が背負う宿業とかいう呪いなのか美しいものが永遠ではないのなら必ず醜く朽ち果てるものであるのなら
You should, pluck the flower and preserve it, before it can wilt.
人は決して幸福になれないではないか幸福というものがただ不幸の母親でしかないのならば
His voice is choked with grief, hate, a tangle of emotions. I hear rage, bound with the chains of despair and regret, dulled by the grindstone of resignation. This is Suzukawa. This is Suzukawa, the truth of the man that he hid from us all. Words keep coming, a flood that will not end.
せめてもう少しマシな世界であれば優しい世界であれば美しいものを守り通せたかもしれないのに六原なぜこのような時代なのだなぜ奴らごとき悪逆無慈悲な山賊連れが春の謳歌を許されるのだ神はない正義もない美しき良き人々に幸福は約束されない人面の獣が婿の人々を引き裂き食らいそして獣はまた超えるそれが世界我々の世界だ何ができるこんな世界で
Uh-huh. Thanks for the Twitter rant.
何もできないではないか三途の川の石積みだ我々は鬼を喜ばせるだけの餌なのかそう悟れというのか
Damn, and just when we thought you were fucking indomitable will of humanity pilled. Nope.
適用ものか私は守りたいのだそれが叶わぬのなら壊すしかないではないか、
Mm-hmm.
この手で壊すしかないではないか
If
獣の
it's
餌になる
inevitable
前に
anyway, it might as well
せめて
be me who does it.
美しいうちに
And finally, he howls the condemnation of this world and its gods. He lifts his accusing gaze to the heavens and disgorges his hate, then falls limp, arms dropping to his side as though the life has left him. The last few words fall from his lips like the dregs of a dirty sponge.
壊すしかないんだ。
そんな
An even fainter voice, but whose? Resists the silence.
先生がやったのかよこれ。
惜しいからだよ、ニッタ。惜しいからだよ、ニッタ。
Suzukawa's gaze is fixed on me, though surely it wasn't I who spoke.
美しいものが腐り果て失われることに私は耐えられない。耐えたくもない。美しかった妻子の顔が闇衰えてゆくの。いつも温かな言葉をくれた口が苦悶の税名しか聞かせてくれなくなるの。ああ、あの時私は行動するべきだった。あの子らが醜くなってしまう前に美しいうちに終わらせてやるべきだった。苦しみから救ってやるべきだった。
I think you're a little off on the moral of that story there, bud.
あの時の私にはそれができなかった。希望だよ。希望を捨てられなかったのだ。この世には救い主がいて慈悲を垂れてくれるという希望を。人が呪われているのなら、この希望というやつこそは最後の一筆だと思わないか。囚人を拷問台から逃さないための鉄の枷だ。
Man's got no love, so it cannot be seen.
だが私はもう後悔したくない。そんな希望は二度と持たない。今この時は悪意の御代だ。美しいものは必ず失われる。
And so
守り通す方法はない。愛する美しきもろもろよ。私のこの手で破壊する。
a crash rocks the classroom. Dust and debris clog the air. Something has burst through the building's floor, splintering the hardwood like candy glass. The cracks, long and deep, all lead to the same point as Suzukawa's back. The dust clears, revealing a monstrous shape. Yo! A centipede. Its 100 legs wriggling at Suzukawa's back. Its crashing mandibles clack together. Its paired antennae sniff the air. Compound eyes peer down at us, and its hard exoskeleton gives off a faint yellow sheen, like burnished steel. Its shape is perfectly ordinary, no different from the centipedes you find lurking under fallen logs. It's a bit bigger though, but its size! What insanity is this? It dwarfs Suzukawa, its head brushing the rafters, though half its body, perhaps more, remains buried in the floor. Each of its legs as it's long and thick as a grown man's arm. Can such a centipede truly exist? No, not in the natural world. And indeed, I slowly come to realize that its shining carapace is made of steel. A tsurugi. I recall one of our history lectures, a few words that slipped it through into my head when I wasn't paying attention. True tsurugi, those forged by peerless artisans, are able to take the form of animals and act independently of their masters.
深海。
The centipede bursts apart, its pieces scatter, surrounding Suzukawa like a cage of bronze. In their midst, it takes a stance. A phrase stirs in the corner of my frozen mind. The rite of armoring.
以下で我が心の月を表して。
Yo, evil henshin. Let's go.
闇に惑える人を照らさぬ。
Okay. Not a big fan of the centipede coming out of the eyeballs, but goes hard. And then it stands before us. Musha, the embodiment of might. He hasn't drawn his swords yet, but what difference does that make? What need would a Musha, You can kill a man with a flick of his finger, have a sword in its place. Even were he sound asleep, he could surely kill any one of us before we had time to draw breath. Musha is here, and he has promised us death.
風間、新田、稲城、クルスノ。お前たちはいい仲間だな。
Which means, need to get you guys as a set.
いつも互いが互いを思い合っている。それでいて遠慮なく付き合えている。美しい関係だ。
Now, it would be cruel to have you all separated.
腐らせたくはない。いつか訪れる無残な破局を見たくはない。だから終わらせよう。
Understanding comes in a flash. Going to die. Before me's death itself, in a form so unmistakable as to crush any attempt at denial. My brain screams, Musha! 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 Death, death, death! Why? Why is a Musha here? Musha equals Rokuhara. And Suzukawa isn't Rokuhara. So why is he a Musha? This isn't right. This can't be happening.
逃げるな、新田。
Suzukawa's muffled voice speaks to me. Don't run, he says, yet makes no move to follow. After all, I haven't escaped. I'm still within his reach. Where can I hide? How far must I run? Can't stand. How long will it take me, dragging my ass across the floor, to escape this Musha who can cross 1,000 leagues with the burst of his engine?
恐ろしいのなら目をつむれ。眠るように終わらせてやる。
I shake my head, desperately, eyes open wide. I mustn't close them. One blink and I'm dead.
うん。
Musha turns his head to look at Konatsu and Tadayasu. Then, perhaps seeing the same thing he sees in me, he sighs behind his
お前たちにはまだわ
mask.
からないのだな。
Stuttered.
この世の悪意というものは。そうだろう。お前たちは今こそ幸福の最中にあるのだから。
They always say, oh man, high school's the best time of your life. It's like, the fuck no, it's not. Like, you're stuck at school the entire day. Most of the time, you don't have a car, so you can't go anywhere. And if you're in the States, there's like, unless you're in the big city, there's like no public transport. So it's like, all right, I guess we walk to the 7-Eleven. And it's like, you have no money. You're fucking broke. Any job you do have is some shitty part-time one. It's like, nah, being in high school sucks. It's like, I don't want to say mid-20s because you're still too stupid to appreciate things then. I'd say, you know, your late 20s, early 30s are probably the best time in your life.
無知だけが幸福を許す。
Source,
エデン
someone
の
who
伝説は全く正しい。
just crossed over into that late 20s category. Fuck. Shit. Oh, I'm old.
知れば幸福は終わりだ。しかし知らねば、お前たちは私の手から逃れようとあがく。いや、お前たちの死は救済でなくてはならない。安らかなものでなくては。
Okay, explain to us more about your worldview. It's
教
by
育し
time.
よう。お前たちの担任として、最後の授業をしよう。美しさの崩壊をお前たちに教えよう。
Oh, great.
死の安息の前に、
Oh,
生の苦痛を教えてやろう。
hopefully only like, you know, emotional, like, suffering from a lecture and not actual physical suffering? With a cold metallic sound, the Musha draws his sword. The gleaming blade is slender, more suitable for a ceremonial procession than for actual battle. No, I'm wrong. The blade is massive, wider than my entire arm. It looks slender when compared to the titanic bulk of the Tsurugi holding it.
今からのことは、最後の夢だ。現実ではない。お前たちは、美しいまま死ぬべきなのだから。
Musha vanishes from sight. Instant later, his blade slides into view from behind me, its edge grazing the little hairs on my neck.
今この場に一つのルールがあるとしよう。他人を犠牲にした者は助かるというルールだ。
His voice comes from just above my head, its proximity chilling me to the bone.
忌まわしいルールだと思うか
Yep.
まあ、なんとも忌まわしいことだ。だがな、真に忌むべきは、このルールが別段、
Yeah, that's
特
the
殊なものでは
natural
な
way
い
of
と
the
いう
world.
事実だ。人の食料を奪えば自分は飢えない。
Mhm.
人の金を奪えば自分は富栄える。クルスノ、
Kunatsu jerks at the sound of her name, but says nothing. She just stares at the Musha I can feel behind me, eyes white with fear. Suzukawa continues, unperturbed.
自分の代わりに新田を殺してください。と言ってみろ。
What? What was that? I feel like I heard something horrible. What was it?
そういえばお前は助かるとしよう。どうだ、クルスノ。
The response comes before the Musha has finished. She shakes her head empathetically, though no sound escapes her throat.
そうだろう。
I sense the Musha nod calmly above me.
忌まわしいルールに対して人は無力ではない。心根の美しさ、美意識が対抗する力になる。人間としての正しい美意識は他人を犠牲にして己を救うがごときを良しとしない。醜いと浅ましいと感じるからだ。
As he speaks of
人
beauty,
の心には確かにそ
God
うした
damn,
働
talk
き
so
がある。
slow. As he speaks of beauty, the human beauty he so loves, there's no trace of joy in his voice. Why?
だが
He continues, his tones clinical. Wasn't he lamenting the weakness of beauty a moment ago?
その美意識を支えるものは現実に対する想像力の不足に過ぎない。
A flash of light passes before my eyes.
何？
He did something to me, I realize instinctively. But what? The shining blade is poised vertically before my eyes. And its tip is... There's no blood. That must be why I didn't notice at first.
あれ？
Its tip is buried in my foot. But there's no blood. Oh, the sight doesn't seem real. And there's no pain even. Once again, it is my instinct that first realizes the truth. My brain hasn't caught up yet. Here it comes. Blade twists. Lightning surges through my body, stinging me to my core. Pain. There's nothing but pain. Yeah, that would do it. Hold on, just got a text I need to respond to. Every nerve in my body cries out, but they are not enough to contain it. The pain overflows, bursting through my throat. I howl, the voice of a wounded beast. I writhe helplessly on the dusty floor, wailing and moaning like a fox in a trap. In some still intact corner of my mind, I sense Konatsu and Tadayasu looking on in abject despair.
さて、
His voice is distant, like that of a king on his throne.
新田に聞くのは無理だな。ではクルスノ、もう一度お前に聞いてみよう。このままお前の代わりに新田を痛めつけても構わないか？
I'm in no position to see or to hear her, but Suzukawa seems to recognize her answer. Same answer as before.
そうか、よろしい。クルスノ、お前の美意識は苦痛の想像に耐えられるということだ。だが、苦痛は恐怖の一つに過ぎない。すべてでもなければ最大でもない。
As the storm of pain finally starts to calm, though I know it's just my nerves overloading, It's not into the pain itself. I sense the Musha move away. Then I hear a gasp, and what sounds like a futon hitting the floor. Straining to bring my neck around, I look to see Konatsu lying on her back with a bronze Musha over her. The Musha has a sword in a reverse grip, its tip hovering above Konatsu's throat.
これが死の恐怖。
Her eyes are locked on the glittering blade. She cannot move a muscle. She can't do a thing. Musha, however, has infinite options, one of which is to lower his weapon just 3 centimeters more.
私がそうしようと思えば、いや、思わずとも、手元がほんの少し狂うだけで、お前は死にさらされている。
Yep, that easy effect. He enunciates every word to make the message clear, speaking with the same calm tone I've heard in countless lectures, a touch of familiar to add spice to the nightmare. We are pupils in a math class, led by a mad teacher.
どうする？ルールは覚えているの？
Konatsu does not reply. She cannot reply. But of course, no teacher will take silence for an answer. The blade drops 2 centimeters. A gasp escapes Konatsu's throat. For 1 terrible second, I wonder if it's coming from a new hole. But it isn't. The blade has not yet entered her flesh. It's only brushing against her throat, perhaps piercing a single layer of skin at most. Konatsu's lips tremble, as though she wants to cry out but can't. Suzukawa is silent. He does not repeat his query, but then he does not have to. His question is focused in on the tip of his blade, impossible for Konatsu to forget or ignore. It is the threat of imminent death, and Konatsu keeps her silence. Despite her terror, she does not give in to Suzukawa's demand. For the first time since this all began, Suzukawa shows surprise.
思っていた以上に、お前たちの絆は堅固だな。死をもって脅されても、仲間を犠牲にはできないか。
And then,
美しいな。良いものだ。
Suzukawa lifts his sword from Konatsu's throat. Konatsu exhales. A great whoosh of air like a heavy boulder has lifted from her chest. I follow suit, feeling relief wash over me even through the pain. That's one threat past. Not that we're in any less danger. I can feel my senses returning little by little. My thoughts regain some semblance of order. Calm down. Calm down and get us out of this. Suzukawa's nuts, but he can be talked to, and he doesn't want to hurt us, right? So, there has to be something I can do, I'm sure of it. We just need to find the right words and be careful not to provoke him. Come on, you can do this. I look up. Suzukawa is staring at me. Whatever I was about to say vanishes from my mind instantly. I see myself reflected in his cold steel eyes.
では、
He says something. I mean, say something. Say something. If you don't... Ooh.
次だ。
His blade flashes. I hear it slice the air. There's no sound of cutting flesh, yet somehow I can't bring myself to feel relief. My hand goes to my throat. Did he cut me? There's no blood. But there's no blood coming from my foot either, so that doesn't comfort me one bit. Okay, my head's still attached, or seems to be. But then, what did he do? Oh, I have to... Fullmetal Daemon Muramasa International version for use outside Japan only. I have to censor that. Hello everybody. Post-processing Joe here. As you can see, definitely had to make a little bit of a cut here. Got kind of graphic, you know, a little extreme. Also weird. You can't see the preview for the editing in OBS for the video in Premiere. Odd, but yeah. Check the description if you want to see the scenes that got cut out from right here. It's about it's just shy of like 10 minutes long of bad things. There's amputation, there's rape, there's piss, good times had by all. So that's down below if you want to see it. Okay, back to the video. Bye. And then, as if a dam has burst, Konatsu begins to wail. Her cries are high, pitiful, the lamentations of a powerless thing savaged beyond all reason. Sane. Tadayasu listens, his face blank. Looks to me like he's struggling to deny what he has done. The bronze giant steps forward, sword in hand. And with a single stroke, he takes Tadayasu's eyes. A flash of silver, a spray of blood. Tadayasu jerks back, then tumbles to the floor, clutching his face. Wordless howls issue from his throat. He howls for the future he has lost. Something seeps between his fingers, blood and other fluids. Tadayasu continues to scream. Little by little, screams turn to sobs. Now there are two voices weeping.
これが崩壊だ。美しいものの崩壊だ。
Thanks for the lesson, Teach. Suzukawa speaks, lamenting the suffering he has caused.
友との絆は欲と恐れが腐らせる。未来の夢は理不尽な暴力が打ち壊す。脆弱なのだ。嘆け。失われた美しさを嘆け。美しさの無力を嘆け。嘆くことしかできないのだ。
Just become a doomer, take the black pill. Musha cries out, raising his arms like a maestro conducting an orchestra of the damage. Is he too weeping behind the metal mask of his? I think I can hear his teeth grinding as he chokes back tears. Also, I hope it's over now, and we're back on YouTube. Hello YouTube folks. That stuff all got cut out there, so if you want to see it for whatever reason, check the description for the link. The link to the cut stuff. I don't think I'm gonna upload the entire episode. You know, like the uncut or like uncut edition. Just the stuff that got the cut. This is Suzukawa's final lesson. This world is ruled by greed and malice, he says, with only despair awaiting those unfortunate enough to be born into it. What? What? Someone is crying. The sound drives nails into my chest. It's Konatsu. Konatsu is crying. Never wanted to hear her cry like that again. That's exactly what's happening. What did I do wrong?
嘆け。この悪夢を、絶望を。永遠に、美しいまま。
What?
眠れ。
Despair? What are you saying? Hey, there's something wrong here. Something very wrong here. Sorry, Mr. Suzukawa. I'm having a little trouble thinking straight. What with my leg on fire? But have you made a mistake? Isn't everything you're saying just one big lie? I mean, my friends are sobbing. The sound calls something up from inside me. Is this despair? I see them lying broken on the floor. The sight calls something up from inside me. Despair? This is despair?
違う。
Certainty takes hold. This feeling can't be despair. But if despair means we should give up and die, because sooner or later we'll end up like this anyway. Is that what you're saying, Suzukawa?
ざけろ。
I bend my knees and plant my hands on the floor. Looks like I'm kowtowing, but who gives a fuck? As I struggle to move, the pain surges back full force. Who gives a fuck? I try to stand. My legs won't support me. Fine. Calling up the strength my arms can muster, I manage to lift my upper body. Suzukawa slides into view. He's got both arms raised above his head, staring at the ceiling like he's high in his own awesomeness. What a fucking tool.
おい。
新田。
Suzukawa sounds surprised. dumbass forget I was here?
どうした？終わりが欲しいか？
He asks, turning his armored head towards me.
いや、その前にさ、
言ってみろ。
Suzukawa prompts me, his tone still that of a teacher. This guy either has an ego harder than Diamond, or he's a fucking idiot. Maybe both.
今俺の感じているものが絶望なんです
Now,
か？
it sounds like it's more like righteous indignation.
そうだ。
The helmet nods.
それが絶望だ、新田。我々に必ずもたらされるものだ。幸福はその下地であり、希望はその導き手。我々を犯す不治の病、美しいものがあり、それは必ず失われるものであり、その真実を悟るこ
Either
と。
that or you just accept it and move on.
喜びに満ちていた生はいつか必ず、この世の悪意によって腐らされ、行き着く果ては、絶望という終点。そういうことなのだ。
そうっすか。けど妙だな。
Okay, shoot.
何？
今俺が抱えているやつ、どう考えても絶望なんておとなしい代物だとは思えないんですけどね。
I slam my fist into the floor, using the energy to lift my body. At the same time, I bring my legs underneath me, going from kneeling to squatting. Pressure drives my wound wider. Once again, lightning sears my body. Problem. I clench my teeth and force the pain into my gut. My knees extend, further increasing the weight on my foot. Agony ignored. I stand. I face Suzukawa, my enemy. I flex my elbow and cock my fist at the side. Suzukawa looks confused. He doesn't understand what I'm about to do. I step in with my left foot. Pain threatens to cut my legs out from under me, but I grit my teeth and endure. And so, with the full rotation of my hips behind it, I drive my fist into Suzukawa's chest. The sensation of punching a moocha transcends mere hardness. It's like I'm punching a boulder. No, make that Mount Fuji. I'm not holding back at all, so the damage to my fist is exactly what you'd expect. It looks like a broken jungle gym. That hurts. No shit, I thought my nerves had already shorted out from the pain. I'm sorry to say that they're still functioning exactly as intended. They do their job in spectacular fashion, informing me that my fist is totally fucked up. My brain feels like it's been dipped in lava. I'm sure some important synapse or another is dead. What do I get for my trouble? Musha wobbles a little. That's not enough. I regain my balance and step in with my left foot one more time, using my hips and legs to their fullest, and throw my whole weight into a high kick. Using my right foot. You know, the one with the big fucking hole in it. Some miracle, my sloppy, unpracticed kick catches the Musha right under the jaw, snapping his head back. What's more, my kick lands at exact the moment he was staggered slightly by my punch. Right before my eyes, the unthinkable happens. The Musha falls. My kick downs a Musha. I strike a victory pose, left hand bracing my cocked right arm. At my feet, a fallen Musha. Yo, I'm looking down on a Musha right now. Let me tell you, he looks like a loser. I guess Suzukawa's brain has finally caught up with reality.
何をする？
何をじゃねえ。
Is this guy stupid? Doesn't he get it? Can he see what his own actions have accomplished?
絶望だ。そんなもん知るか。
何？
そんなんじゃねえ。いいか。俺は
Angie.
俺はな。
Thanks for the lesson. Now it's my turn. I'll teach you exactly what you got wrong.
俺は怒ってるんだ。当たり前だろうが。
No, really? What else would I be? You hurt my friends, made them suffer. What else am I supposed to feel but anger? My body is incandescent with rage. I feel nothing else. Nothing. I know sadness will come later, such sorrow as to make all this pale in comparison. But not now. Now, there's only anger.
怒りだと何を勘違いしている。
Suzukawa sits up. In his voice, I hear that thing he calls despair.
怒りなど無駄だ無駄だ。美しいものを奪い去る悪に怒りを燃やしたところでそれが何になる。怒りで私を倒せるか。武者の私を倒せるのか。六原を
Probably not. We got the one good hit in, but that's probably all we're gonna do.
六原に対して怒りを向けてそれでどうなる。あの武者の軍団に対して何ができる。何もできまい。しない。
I cry, rejecting him utterly. He's beckoning me to the abyss, to the place where it is acceptable to resign oneself to the fall. I don't need that. I choose to climb.
なんだと。
倒せるかどうかなんて関係あるか。力の差なんて知ったことか。
The words are meant for myself as much as they are for Suzukawa. Just a few moments ago, I resigned myself to despair. I believed that there was nothing I could do to stop this Musha from hurting my friends. But no more.
奪われることは悪なんだ。理不尽なんだ。否定しなくちゃならないんだ。絶対に。だから怒って戦うべきなんだ。戦わねばならない時には戦う。勝てるかどうかなんてのはその後だ。
I mean, you're not wrong, but it's not looking too good right now, man. There's no logic in my cry. This is not some universal law. It's not an irrefutable truth. But it is my faith, my ironclad resolve to never again allow evil to hurt the people I love. Before, I thought that I had nothing, no battle to fight, no dream to chase. Now I know why. I'd given up. I told myself that resistance was pointless. I had a dream. It was there all along, sleeping in the darkness where I'd sealed it. And now, it awakens.
六原とも俺は戦う。戦ってみせる。どうやって戦ったらいいのかなんてまだ全然わからないけど、でも戦う。これだけは決めた。だって俺はずっと六原に怒っていた。あいつらの無茶苦茶が許せなかった。世の中を変えたかった。マシにしたかった。ずっと俺はそう願っていたんだ。
That's my dream. I'd forgotten it for so long, but I'll never let it go again. I have to fight. That's the only way to protect the things I love. I don't know what trials I'll face or how long the road ahead of me is. I don't even know if it has an end. But I'll walk it step by step, never stopping, never turning back.
お前は何も理解していないのだ。
Suzukawa protests, still sitting on the floor beneath my glare.
失うということを確かにあった。愛していた美しいものが手の中から消えてゆくという現実をすぐにわかる。今は頭が理解を拒んでいるだけだ。だがほどなく知ることになる。クルスの稲木。
Yeah, we'll worry about that. You know, cross that bridge when we get to it.
お前が何を失ったのか知れば絶望するのだ。
くどいぜ先生。俺は絶望なんかしない。
Yeah, it might get down in the dumps every now and again, but as long as you resolve to, get back up, that's fine. My voice carries absolute certainty. Why? Because...
俺は何もなくしてなんかないからな。
I mean, Konatsu lost her arms and her virginity, and Tadayasu has no eyes. They've lost stuff. You've also probably lost some use in your right hand if you fucking mangled the bones that bad. Even if they do heal, it's gonna be jank. Suzukawa's voice cracks for the first time. Must have given him quite the shock. I look at Konatsu and Tadayasu, forcing myself to face their gruesome realities.
あんたは俺の大事なものを傷つけた。そいつは確かだ。けど何も失ってない。何をなくしたって言うんだ。 小夏の体か。
Oh, her legs
あ、
too?
そうだ
Didn't
な。
notice.
これからとても想像もできないほどこいつは苦労しなければならないだろう。でも俺が助ける。俺が
Must
代わ
have,
りの
must have
体
been
にな
at
ってや
the
る。
below the knee.
他にはなんだ。忠康の将来か。そりゃな、失明ってのは
Oh,
普
you
通
can
に
do
考
plenty
え
of
たら
things.
絶望的なハンディキャップだろうよ。でもこいつは諦めない。そんな程度のことで絶望しない。
Like a
レーサーの夢だって捨てないかもしれない
like a
さ。
two-seater rally
こいつ
racer,
はそう
you
いう
know,
やつなんだよ。
have someone give him the instructions and he's just the guy behind the wheel.
あとはなんだ。あんたはさっきなんて言ってた。
Probably not a
絆
racer.
か。俺たちの絆か。それこそそんなもんてめえごときに壊されるかよ。俺たちはずっと仲間だった、昔から。てめえが今日ちょっと何かしたからってその事実が消えたりする
Yep,
か。
just keep buying time.
消えない、忘れない。
We're just running on the
俺は
clock here at this point.
俺たちがどういう仲間だったか絶対に忘れない。だから俺たちは何もなくしてない。
バカな。
Suzukawa groans, still sitting on the floor like a chump. He's not strong. He's got nothing. Why didn't I do this sooner? Did I go along with his bullshit? This guy's nothing but...
美しいものは弱いって言ってたな。脆弱だって言ってたな、鈴川。
黙れ。
教えてやる。弱いのは
It's
お前の
you!
言う美しいも
You're
のじゃない。
weak.
黙れ。
弱いのはお前だ、鈴川。綺麗なものが目の前から消えたってだけで思い出も何もかも忘れて何もかもなかったことにしちまった。
What a fucking putz.
黙れ。
Musha stands, glowing with rage. The pressure is beyond intense. The iron stench of unrestrained violence emanating from his armor. Might as well be standing at the gates of hell.
何も失わないだと。私が弱いだけだと。何も知らない小僧が口先でほざくな。
何も知らないのはあんただ。いいか、バカでもわかるようにはっきり言ってやる。てめえの絶望に他人を巻き込むな。俺たちはそんなに弱くねえ。
Maribuke explodes against him, finally tipping the scales. For an instant, cracks seem to run through his armor. Musha staggers, nearly falling once more. You can feel his shock, anger rising within him. It surges forth. With a dull whoosh, he swings his sword high above his head. One strike will cut me in half. There's no reason for him to hesitate. I glare at the sword, narrowing my eyes against the shine of its razor-sharp blade. First, I have to dodge that sword. That alone would require truly insane levels of luck. Then I have to find some way to escape with Konatsu and Tadayasu. Yeah, I'm out of my fucking mind. I won't give up, no matter what. It's time to fight, therefore I shall. Doesn't matter how strong the enemy is. I'll even fight a Musha. Using every plan, every trick, every means at my disposal, I will fight.
来いよ、弱虫。
Huh? There's a sharp metallic sound. Suzukawa leaps back in alarm. What just happened? Yusha's sword came slashing down, then something came out of nowhere and knocked it aside. Bundle of threads, long and thin like silk, yet shining like pure silver.
これはまさかあの夜の。
Suzukawa turns to look at the only door. I do the same. I see nothing there but darkness. However, I hear footsteps.
潔さこそものの負の差が。敗北を認めよ、鈴川両部。
And then a low, calm voice. I've heard it before. Crunch, crunch. The floorboards creak like fresh snow beneath the newcomer's feet. He is tall, with an aura of misfortune that makes him seem cloaked in darkness. Slowly, the man emerges from the shadows, his gestures glowing more distinct by the second. They are the features of the man who, for a short time, felt to search for a missing friend. Minato Kageaki. The last man I expected is standing before me. His arrival is so sudden, yet so natural, that I wonder if he wasn't there all along.
この近辺で発生した失踪事件のうち数件、学生の行方不明は貴様のものか。
Nah, so would it be.
教職公務員鈴川亮部。
何者だ。
Suzukawa reseats his weapon and demands the intruder's name. There's no man on earth who could fail to recognize the nature of his armor. But Minato Kageaki doesn't even blink. Instead, he ignores the Musha and sweeps his gaze across the classroom. It alights on the teacher's dais. What's a fucking dais? Google. Mind being my dictionary here? A low platform for a lectern, seat of honor, or throne. Okay, I see those in anime. It's that little platform behind the boxes that one box is risen up on. Okay.
その4つの箱、
His eyes shift to the body on the floor.
一つに一人仏が眠るならば。
誰かと聞いている。
Suzukawa roars and brings his sword crashing down. The man in black is well out of range, but the supersonic blade churns the air into a blender. The rending wind grazes the man, drawing a crimson line across his cheek. A thin trickle of blood rolls down his jaw, but his expression does not change one iota.
内務省警察局鎌倉市警察署属員港影明。
何ではお前がパート警官とやらか。
I hear Suzukawa gnashing his teeth.
私を捕らえに来たのか。六原には手を出さず、時によっては片棒まで担ぎながら。
I mean, he's not really
この
helping
私を
them.
捕らえ、罪に問うというのか。警察。捕まるものか。お前は殺す。ためらう理由もない。その醜さは私が憎悪してやまぬものだ。
そうか、了解した。
Mm-hmm.
だが
Even facing Amusha's unbridled fury, Minato Kageaki remains perfectly calm.
恥ならば知っている。六原に神戸を垂れ、ただ木を待つばかりの不甲斐なさ。
Mm-hmm.
心ある警官ならば誰もが心の底より恥じている。しかしそれが貴様を見逃す理由になるはずもない。たとえ汚物に満ちた町であっても、
Mm-hmm.
クズを一つ一つ拾う行為が意味を失うことはない。
Suzukawa's voice catches in his throat, perhaps trapped by the anger filling his body. His metal eyes blaze with malice, two coals in the dark. I can only watch in stunned silence. Why? Why? Why are you here? I mean, yeah, I know you're investigating the kidnappings. I'm not that surprised you found this place. Why the hell are you doing here now? That's a Musha, man. Can't you tell? I'm starting to doubt your intelligence here. There's nothing you can do against a monster like him. You couldn't even stand up to those Nogiyama punks. You got on your knees and kissed the dirt like a coward. What kind of nutcase won't fight gangsters but is willing to face a Musha? You should be running for your life right now. So why? Why am I staring at your back again? Why are you standing there like you're gonna protect me? What gives you the courage?
ああ。でも、確か。
Now I remember. Those words that changed my life. First place I heard them was...
抗う強さも耐え忍ぶ強さもなく、ただ八つ当たりのように強行を働いた鈴川亮。その罪状はすでに明白。
Oh, okay.
貴様の初段に、
Minato Kageaki raises his left arm. 5 fingers extend to point at the ceiling. I follow them with my eyes. There. Where'd that thing come from? Spider is there. A giant crimson spider. Hanging upside down from the rafters, it regards us with glowing compound eyes. The dull sheen of its skin is not that of soft flesh. It is steel. A A steel spider. His gaze still fixed on the Musha before him. Minato Kageyaki calls the creature's name.
Muramasa.
Let's go. The spider bursts apart. Its pieces scatter, surround the man in black like a crimson cage.
ありえない。
I know what this means. I know what is happening. No, but I can't believe it. With the whirlwind of steel, I see Minato Kageyaki lift his hand once more. The right of armor.
ありえない。
It's not possible. Musha equals Rokuhara, the tyrannical force that rules our lives. Every Musha in Yamato is under their command. Maybe there's an exception or two, but those exceptions are demons themselves, merely cut from a different cloth. Musha are evil, beasts who prey on the weak. The mighty use their might to feed their own desires. They know no other way. It is the truth, the law of this world. Which is why what I'm seeing cannot be. Musha who fights for justice. Musha who protects the weak. There's no such thing.
いないのになぜ
Why are you here? Yo.
Oni ni ote wa oni o kiru.
Ooh, here's the line.
仏にote wa仏を切る。剣の断り。ここにあり。
Good punchy little henshin.
鈴川領部。弱さに溺れた惨めな外道。東方村正。ただ一心の都合
Yeah,
によ
not
っ
for
て
justice.
貴様を討伐する。
Because fuck you, that's why. Yo. Fucking HUD, let's go. That's it down in the corner. That's not an attitude indicator. Those are blue and orange. But with that is where we're gonna end it here for today. Because I need to do some editing, and this is gonna drag on, and I don't want the video to get too long in the tooth. So, once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you guys on next time for the next episode of Full Metal Daemon Muramasa, where we will pick up right here for this aerial battle, I guess. Catch you guys then. Later. Bye. Mwah.